it seems to me as though what an MSP owner does on year 1, 2, or 3 might change, especially as the MSP evolves. So, do you have any advice you give to MSP owners for switching from the mindset of a purely technical role, what they're used to the new mindset of, well, we also now need to do marketing. We need to figure out how to close deals as well. So, what kind of mindset shift do you normally see or recommend for MSP owners?
That's a really great question, and you may be one of the first people to ask me that question, so thank you. I think you're right. The mindset that you need does change as the business goes on. The mindset of the if you look at the MSP owners who are 10, 20 years into it, and I have a podcast as well. This is just plug central here. I've had a podcast called Paul Green's MSP podcast, MSP Marketing Podcast. And over the last 5.5 years that I've done that, I've interviewed people who are at the 20, 30-year mark. And you look at, there's always a moment, like a pivotal moment where they realize, if I carry on working 80-hour weeks, I'm going to die. I'm going to have a heart attack or a stroke, or the business is going to fail. There's too much dependent on me. I can't take a proper vacation. I'm paying all these help desk staff and they're sitting around waiting for me to give them stuff to do. It's nuts. And the successful ones, they reach that moment where they realize they've got to stop being the owner. Well, they've got to stop being the technician within the business, and by technician, I don't mean the technical technician. I mean doing the work. You can be a veterinarian and be caught in doing technical work if you're operating on dogs, right? You can be a shopkeeper and you're caught in technical work or a storekeeper if you're actually stacking the shelves. So you have to have a mindset shift from I'm the person doing this to I'm the person organizing this, I'm running it, I'm building it. And then there's another mindset shift to I am the marketer of the business. I am the driver of growth in the business. In terms of mindset shifts, you eventually have to get to the point where you realize you personally cannot do it alone. You have to hire or find or partner with good people, and you have to almost start treating the business like a proper business. Even if you only ever want your MSP to be you and 5 or 6 people, you've got to do exactly that. You've got to have a service desk manager who can do whatever it takes to keep the clients happy. You've got to have a salesperson and marketing people who do whatever it takes to stop prospects going to another MSP, because that would be a mistake. You know what I mean? You've got to look at all the things that you want to do within your business, and you can't do it all overnight, but you can have a plan of, right, over the next 3 years, we're going to put some infrastructure, like an org chart. We're going to put an org chart in place. We're going to fill those roles. It might be that today I'm doing 6 of those roles, but within 3 years, I'm going to be doing 1 of those roles, and then everyone can do their job brilliantly. And that's more of a mindset shift than it is actually a strategic shift.
That's fascinating because I remember in some of your content, even the description of your book on Amazon, that you mentioned delegating, assigning some tasks out to people.
So yeah, I think there's an acronym that I live by, which is, and let's see if you know what this stands for, Jacob. So you'll have heard of DOA. What does DOA stand for?
I would have guessed dead on arrival.
Correct. And as the business owner, that's what you'll be if you keep trying to do everything yourself, for more than like 2 or 3 years. So I've instead of renamed DOA to delegate, outsource, automate. So you look at what you're doing and you say to yourself, and again, this is part of that 3-year plan of hiring other people to work with you. You say, right, what can only I do? In fact, this was one of the pieces of advice I was given by an early mentor of mine. He said, you should only do what only you can do. So it's exactly the same for an MSP. You would look at that and say, any MSP who is setting up a new user for a client, you're wasting your time. And I know you have to do it in the first couple of years because there's no one else to do it, but it's a waste of your time. Password resets, right? Who, when you've been in business for 10, 20 years, how keen are you to do a password reset? Well, you never want to do a password reset ever again because it's a pointless waste of your time. But someone somewhere has to do it, and that's why we delegate it. So your job as you move into just being the either the senior tech or just being the salesperson or the service desk manager or whatever you do, you find other people to do these things that you don't have to do. So you delegate tasks, or if you haven't got the skill set, you outsource them. And so if you step outside of managed services, which most MSPs either want to outsource to a help desk or keep in their bag, actually there's thousands of people out there that will do all of those little things. So delegate, outsource, and the final one is automation. MSPs are all over automation. Let's be honest, Zapier is the best tool in the entire planet. There's anything that doesn't have APIs that can link up to Zapier is not a tool that's worth looking at in 2025. So I think most MSPs are over that. But it's the delegation and the outsourcing where MSPs typically need to get better.